we've broken all this stuff. If you open up this stuff, you can see there's the body, there's the head. The head is attached to the body, and the mouth and the hair and the brows and the eyes are all attached to that body too. So it's all in there, right? So we put all these bone deformers. So I got bone deformers for the, so I got bone deformers for the, oops, hold on a second. Where's my, here we go again. There he is, okay. So there's all my stuff. That's all my bone deformers, basically what you're looking at there. Let's see if I can turn this off. I got stuff I don't need on here. Oh gosh, you can't turn it off. Okay. Turn that off. I'll turn off this. And somehow, I think it's because I have them all lit up. So if I just go to this one, oh God. Let's see. Let's turn this one. There we go. All right, so there's our, that's for the bone deformers for the body right there. And so I put some bones there so I could bend his body around, stuff like that. And his head and mouth and, you know, all those parts there are in his head. Set that up. And so all that stuff is in this deformation body. And you notice that the legs and the arms are not attached to this. So I can move that body, you know, from here to there or whatever, but I have to kind of go back and like put the arms there and put the legs there and stuff like that. Okay, so basically what we do is this. You want to put you're going to make a peg that's going to take all these parts and move them around. What you do is you do this. You go up to your arm, your top layer, and instead of going into here and going to peg, you could do it that way, but there's already a button here called, if you look at this one, it's called add peg. So here you would click on that add peg and it adds a peg. So it's pegged it's taking the peg, which is the parent. And if I move that parent, that arm is going to go moving all over the place. So what I need to do is just grab all these other ones. And so if you're on a Mac, it would be Options key. On a PC, it's what is it? Shift. No, Mac is probably Shift 2. I don't know. Anyway, this is what I'm doing. I'm just selecting all my other parts and I'm picking them up and I'm putting them in between the peg, which is at the top, and this arm right here. And when I do this, you can see what happens to my configuration here. I pick it up, I put it there, I get that little line in between there and I let go. And now I've parented everything to that peg. So that peg, I can move that, I can make it big, small, whatever I want to do, and everything else is going to go with it. And as you can see right now, that arm, look at this arm. Notice the arm is kind of odd. It's like half there and this is behind there and all that. That's not what I want. So I just have to go to that arm there, click it, and just bring it back to where it was. And it goes there, and that's how it is. Now, the thing about this is before, when we started with all these layers, you had to select the layer, and then you had to find out where that pivot was and move it to where it's supposed to be. So in this case, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to turn on your transform tool, and you see that right now the peg has the pivot point in the middle. Well, we don't want that because we want to, if we pivot our character, he's going to like be floating in the air or being Superman. We don't want that. So what we want to do, we'll just zero that out. We want to move that peg so he's down here. So now he can kind of lean forward or back. slightly. So we just go into our rotate tool, which is right up here, and you click on that, and then you can bring that down to his feet. And you just keep it there is good. And then when you turn on transform tool, now you can see that he pivots this way or that way. And that's real helpful, especially if you wanted to lean the character slightly, you know, back or forth. It makes sense as opposed to he's like floating in the air. Okay, so that's it pretty much. Now you have to move that pivot point. Then you see it says arm, right? Well, we don't want that because that's the wrong name. So this is where you decide what's the name of your character. And what you do is you would click on this. Let me see if I can get rid of this. We're going to add this. Basically, all you do is you go and you give it a name. So I'm going to call it Farmer. We'll just give him a name. Farmer Joe. Jow? Whoa. Joe. There we go. And then what I usually do is I'll put like master, just so I know that's a master rig. And if I wanted to get even more, you know, this is a kind of 3/4 view. So I could, you know, if I wanted to, I could say 3/4, something like that. Like it's 3/4 view this way. And so essentially I could just take the same thing and I could flip it and have them facing the other direction. And that could be a different, you know, it's the same rig, but I just flipped it a different way. So let's see if we can just show you. So it's all ready to go now. And what I'll do is I'll show you how to put this in what's called the library. So over here, you have to kind of find it. Here's the library. And I'll just open this up a little bit. And you can see when you click on here, that's the tool properties. You click on library. Now you've got some choices. You've got 3D models. So you could put 3D models in there. If you want, you just kind of right click and you can open the library. You can import files there if you want. For that scene, it goes there. For this is symbols. This would be just for this scene, just for this document. I could put my character in there if I wanted to. And but if I want to take this whole thing and put it on like my entire program, then I would go into Harmony Premium. And you see I have some already set up. I already have my farmer that I did before right there. And I have a couple other ones in here that I did. So yeah, that's how you would do this. And what you do if you want to put the rig in there is you just right click and it says right to modify. So that basically lets you open it. So now it's like open, ready to go. And then all you do is just click on your farmer master file right there. You can make it smaller, just like that. And then you can just click and drag it over here and let go. And it pops it up. And it also gives you a title here. If you didn't want to call it 3/4 or whatever, you could go back and just kind of, you know, take that out, call it whatever you want. And then you just say, okay. And it saves it like that. All right, so now it's in the Harmony Premium library. So this is a great thing that now you have a rig character that you can put into any scene because it's in the library.